And I have something really interesting to talk about today, but I need a sip of water first. So my topic is why Metaverse is actually the new 3D internet and why it might become even a digital religion for in the future on the planet Earth. So just give me a second, guys. I think all of us actually had a feeling that there is something wrong with old religions. I mean, they're nice and cozy as some kind of like cultural tradition, but they're not solving problems of today's society at all. So that's why I thought, what if? So my name is Ilya Orlov. I'm also known as Underkong on Twitter. You can follow me if you scan this QR code, and you can find my profile on LinkedIn. And actually, my friend from DeGameFi group today, on the panel discussion in the very beginning, he said they were arguing, like people were arguing about Web 3.0. And so in the beginning, we're going to talk about what is Web 3.0 very quickly, just like to define it. And then we're going to come to the topic why Metaverse might become the god. So also to keep in touch with me if you have any questions, because we don't really have time for questions after my speech. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can always message me in the Web3 Hub Georgia. We have a little network of group chats. Wherever I go for a conference, I always collect everyone into the local group chat, and we have already 8 of them. So let's start just to dive deep. I want to show you this video. On 25th of October, guys, in 3 days, they're starting to deliver it. And if Oculus Quest 1 and Oculus Quest 2, we could say that they were like some kind of, you know, you remember iPhone, like the very first iPhone. So Oculus Quest 2, for me, it's like very first iPhone. Like you can see it's already there, it's already working. But this thing, for me, I really see this Oculus Quest Pro as iPhone 3G. You all remember this moment, right? Like most of you. It's like when the whole game has changed. And that's when the personal computer started to live in your pocket. That's when we all have received the access to the World Wide Web straight from our pocket, wherever we are. So, as we can see, right, like Web 1.0, by the way, we're going to have this very cool beers today as experts in my presentation. They're going to tell us like interesting facts and show us some statistics. So Web 1.1 was living inside your PC. You were coming home, and only from home or from office you had an access to this Web 1.1. Web 2.0, we see like the mobile revolution, and applications and mobile internet, and Web 3.0, it's all about like your crypto wallet, right? Your crypto wallet is your identity, your crypto wallet is your bank account, and you are tracking all transactions on the open ledger, which is blockchain. So many people are arguing actually, like what is like, you know, some people even say that there's difference between Web 3.0 and Web 3 without, you know, point and without O. I think it's total bullshit actually to, you know, like to try to separate this terminology, because right now Web 3.0 doesn't exist yet. So we don't know what it's going to be about, but we know kinda like in which direction everything is going. So we're going to see what is Web 3.0 is, like will become. And also, I really believe that in 10, 15, maybe maximum 20 years, like the new generation of humans, they're not gonna say the word internet anymore. Because right now, like we are ordering food in internet, we are buying our tickets in internet, we are working in internet, we are learning new stuff in internet. In 20 years, all this is gonna happen inside Metaverse. So it means that teenagers, they're gonna say, all right, I'm gonna go work, and they're gonna go not to the internet, they're gonna go into the Metaverse. So Metaverse is the new word for internet. Metaverse is actually the 3D internet. So I have a little tip for everyone here. It's very, very important to understand how blockchain works. It's like same like about money, you know? you can still live in this world and don't understand how financial system works. But if you don't understand how money works and how financial system works, most probably you won't have any access to the capital and to the force, as we say in our community, like in Star Wars. So if you are in Web 3.0, if you are building something, or if you want to start a startup, or if you want to work in Web 3.0, first start from basics. You need to understand what is Bitcoin and what is Ethereum, and what is the difference between them, and why Ethereum, it's not just a blockchain. It's more like a global computer. That's how Vitalik Buterin was actually calling Ethereum in the very beginning, the global computer. And smart contracts are like programs, actually, that you upload into this global computer, which no one can delete. So start from the basics and understand why Bitcoin is important. There are a lot of documentaries on YouTube, so you make sure you check them out. And sometimes it feels a little bit sad, for me, because I see that right now, for the first time in the history, humans have this instrument lying on their table which can change the whole world, right? We have this world money, we have this DeFi, we have DAO, we have NFT, and what we see is that all countries in the world, they're trying to reject it. So instead of really implementing it, they're trying to reject it. I just came from Asian Blockchain Week in Singapore, and I was attending Filecoin Summit, because we are building on Filecoin, and Filecoin releasing very soon Filecoin Virtual Machine in November. We're going to be one of the first startups which will deploy on Filecoin Virtual Machine. And one of the speakers there was Andrew Yang. Does anyone know Andrew Yang in this room? Yep, that's right. So this guy, he was actually going for presidency in 2020 in US. So he's actually a big politician, big real politician. So he was saying that in the American Congress right now, the average age is about 65 years old. Most of the leaders are above 70, and the biggest leaders are 80. Biden is 81. I mean, these people, they are scared of their iPhones. They don't know how to use smartphones. What are we talking about? About which kind of regulation? What can these people regulate? They don't understand it. They are scared of it. And for me, right now, the whole world is actually in the middle of the Third World War. And this Third World War is happening not between countries. The Third World War is happening between the new people and the old people. So I'm very happy to be here amongst the new people, guys. Thank you very much, actually. So yeah, let's go. What about NFTs? As I said before, everything what is happening in Web 3.0, don't try to be so criticizing, don't try to judge. It's just like an experiment. We are humans and we are experimenting with this technology. Even all the scammers, they are actually also doing good. All the hackers who are breaking smart contracts and breaking bridges, they're also doing good. Imagine that humanity is one organism and we are testing it. It's like customer development, we are testing this new technology and we are trying to see what is possible, what could we do with that. And we have a little, important thing here, our vision is that everything in 20 years, all your diplomas, all your driving licenses, any certificates of ownership, they're all going to be NFTs. And I'm literally sure in this 100%. The next thing is DeFi. So it's really time to take a look at DeFi. And I'm not just talking about, reading in Google what DeFi means or watching some YouTube videos. I'm telling about start using it, guys. You need to start staking, start, borrowing, just to understand it. And as soon as you learn it, as soon as you do it for a couple of times, you actually understand. People who tell me, there are some older guys who tell me MetaMask is so complicated. Guys, banks are complicated. You need to go to the bank, and in most of the banks around the world still, you need to go there, you need to show your documents, and then you need to beg them to open the account for you. And the whole crypto thing is really permissionless. You don't need to ask anyone. You don't need to ask bank, you don't need to ask the central bank, you don't need to ask government. And that's what it's all about. And like total value locked right now in DeFi is so huge, guys. I mean, we can already see 100% that DeFi is going to replace completely the world like financial system. And of course, it's a process of like this transformation is not easy. And right now, like for example, you know, all the centralized exchanges for me, like Binance, for example, like we really need to understand that Binance, it's a sheep in the wolf, it's a wolf in the sheep's clothes. Because actually Binance, it's a copy of any centralized bank, which is taking your assets from you, not giving you any like private, you know, keys, and actually if something happens tomorrow with Binance, you guys won't see any of your crypto over there. You know, like if CZ goes crazy and flies to the Mars or something, I mean, of course it's not gonna happen, like, you know, but you never know. Like, so there is this, let's say, you know, they're legal entities because they're custodians. It is the bottleneck. It's this one point where everything can break. So there is no decentralization. And Tony Weiss said a very important thing, that decentralization is a very complicated thing and it's a process. So of course we are moving in this direction, and of course like we need much more than just, you know, blockchains. We also need decentralized front ends. We already have decentralized domain names, and we have, you know, we already actually achieved really a lot. So and yeah, let's also talk about a little bit about machine learning and artificial intelligence. Actually, in the very beginning, I have forgot to say that one of the definitions of Web 3.0 is that it is a mix of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and blockchain. So these three things together, they will create this Web 3.0, which in some form like already exists. Like the other definition is that the Web 3.0 is a semantic web, but I really believe that this semantic web is only possible thanks to AI, machine learning, and blockchain. So, and I mean, artificial intelligence, it's, yeah, I mean, you have all seen these pictures, right? Like generated by AIs, and they are insane. Like when you are looking at them, we're thinking, oh my God, I mean, like visual artists are like really, you know, like have no chance because, you know, AI needs a couple of minutes to draw something what for an artist takes, you know, first of all, a lot of pain and suffering and studying, and then days of like actual work, days and hours of actual work. So it's really amazing. So in the nearest future, we're definitely gonna see AI going into all kind of spheres in IT. And yeah, I think Web 3.0 is impossible to imagine without this kind of technologies. And Elon Musk says actually that AI is going to be the scariest problem. That's why I think he wants to fly to Mars. But Mark Zuckerberg thinks it's going to do a lot of positive things. That's probably because he's a reptiloid, you know. And but to be honest, I think it's really like humans. We are trying to touch the God, you know. Like imagine there is this Siri inside this, you know, inside. Imagine you have AR like a device inside your head. There is a chip, and you have these lenses, and you like so. Computer is always with you, and you are always connected to the internet thanks to the Starlink. And imagine this voice inside your head can answer you any question, because this voice knows everything about humanity and everything what happened in the Web 2.0 and a Web 1.0 and a Web 3.0, because there's internet archives, and they will, like this AI will analyze everything and will know everything, you know. And this guy from Google, you have probably heard about this guy from Google who is not working in the Google anymore, and who was saying that probably Google AI might be conscious, because he was asking like some really tricky questions, and AI was like kind of like answering like super smart, like as if this AI was using like the real human logic. And by the way, don't forget that we humans, we are just like biological computers. Like we have this processor, which is like also biological in our head, which is processing like different algorithms and has different features and functions. And we are not so much more than computers actually. So, you know, let's see. I really believe that the future is actually, it's like the true AI, it's going to be a mix of a human and a computer. Like it's not just going to be only computers or not only just humans. It's going to be about, you know, cooperation. So the main question is that like when Metaverse will replace the internet, And yeah, here, by the way, I have another very important point about DAOs. So we have NFT, DeFi, and DAOs. These are three types of mechanisms of smart contracts, of protocols, which can allow to organize humans' life on the planet Earth. Like, and I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about finances. I'm talking about counting humans, counting commodities, creating the financial system, like running the open registry for everything what's happening on this planet, to collect all the information that humans have actually created and researched and so on. So, and as I said, right now we already have Oculus Quest Pro. In the next 10 years, we're going to see, I think Alameda Capital, or I think together with Sequoia, they did a research. I'm not so sure. They did it a research, and they said that by 2031, we're going to have 1 billion users in Web 3.0. Same again, you remember with mobile phones, but this time I think it might even go even faster. And what we are seeing right now in the world is actually, sometimes it feels actually really scary. And I feel I live in Turkey since 2 years already. And I came this time to Tbilisi, and Tbilisi is an amazing city. People are super warm, but I feel the Mordor here, Like the Mordor is close, as if I can see the eye of the Sauron, from Kremlin here. And we can really, people are dying right now in Ukraine, and this is really terrible, actually. And sometimes it feels like the whole world is collapsing, the civilization is collapsing. And you know what I want to say? That it's true. Civilization is collapsing, but this is the old civilization which is collapsing. And we, people like me and people like you guys, we are building the new world already now. So we don't need to compete with them. We don't need to battle with them. We just need to wait till these guys, till these old people in their minds, first of all, will kill each other and will destroy each other and will destroy with their corruption. They're destroying the financial system, the existing financial system of the world. And on top of this, we will build the new world. So again, guys, last big question. Are we going to have a digital prison like in Matrix, or are we going to build a bright future with all these technologies? Or probably maybe both, but only we going to decide what it's going to be. So I have a link here to our Web3 Hub, Georgia, again. So make sure you scan it. Let's stay in touch. And if you have any questions, you can always find me as Underkong in Twitter or in Telegram. And I'm super open for any questions. And another last fact and information that I want to share with you is that I'm in the crypto startup since 2016. And we have big technical team, we have big marketing team. We are working on 5 our own projects, most of them, 4 of them are fun projects, but one of them is really big, and we are building on Filecoin, and we are focusing on it. But at the same time, we have a lot of expertise, and we have some free hands. So if you guys are looking for any kind of services in Web 3.0, technical development, or any kind of marketing services, you can also get in touch with me. We can share all the experience that we have with you guys. Thank you very much, and thanks to organizers. It was amazing. I enjoyed it so much.